Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Rachel Amma, and for this week's video I wanted to go back to some student-friendly vegan meals. So I've got two recipes to share with you. One is a very simple, throw it all in a roasting tin, put it in the oven and you've got your feast. It's done, it's delicious. And the second one is more of a take on a takeout. So it's a vegan, student-friendly way of having a vegan takeaway, except you're not gonna take away, you're gonna make it yourself and you're gonna love it. So please give this video a thumbs up if you're ready for the recipes this week. Don't forget to subscribe because I'm here every week with new videos to share with you guys. And yeah, we're gonna get started with the roasting tin. It's September, which is scary because time is moving very, very fast. Autumn is actually here. So what do you think of in autumn? You think roasts, some potatoes. So we're gonna start off with that recipe and get straight in. So for this recipe, I have got some vegan sausages, use your favorite ones, some cherry tomatoes, garlic, red onions, courgette, aka zucchini, some tomatoes, basil, peppers, and those are the essential ingredients I'm going to use for this recipe. The first thing I'm going to get on with doing is giving my potatoes a nice good wash, scrub all the dirt off under the sink, get them nice and clean. Then after that, I'm going to cut them into chunks. Ideally, you want your potatoes to be the same size so they cook for the same amount of time. Doesn't have to be perfect, but that's the kind of goal when chopping up your potatoes before cooking them. Then I'm going to pop them in a pan and run them under some cool water, and you just want to fill it until it's level with the potatoes. So we're going to parboil these. So put them on the hob, bring it to a boil. Once it starts to boil, reduce the heat and just let it cook for about 8 minutes. We don't want to fully cook the potatoes, but we do want to parboil them so they're a little bit soft. So for about 8 minutes. While that's cooking, I'm going to chop up some courgettes into half moon pieces. And yes, zucchini too, same thing. And then I'm going to add them to a roasting tin. And with this, you can use any of your favorite vegetables, anything you have in the house. If you have some carrots, some eggplant, anything that you love to roast can go straight in here. I'm also going to roughly chop up some red onions, and these are going to caramelize slightly in there. Add my cherry tomatoes, and they're going to add that kind of juiciness to the whole roasting tin. I've also got some peppers, so I'm going to just roughly chop those up, throw them in there. Now that my potatoes have boiled, parboiled, I'm just going to drain it. Then add them straight back to the pot. And kind of like when you're roasting potatoes at Christmas, I'm gonna start mashing them about a bit, just so we can create some extra textures, extra dips that are gonna make some nice crunchiness to my potatoes. So throw them around a bit, that's what I do, just go a bit crazy, let out some aggression if you have any. Hopefully you don't have any, but life, you know, sometimes. Then to the roasting tin, I'm going to add in some garlic. I used about 4 cloves because I love me some garlic. So use as much as you like or as little as you like. Squeezing it all in there. And I've also got some extra virgin olive oil. I'm just going to drizzle that on top, followed by some salt and some black pepper. And I also use some mixed herbs. So they're like oregano, dried parsley, dried basil, things like that that are going to give a nice flavor to the roasting tin. Mix it all together and it just looks so colorful and delicious. Like I can't wait for the end result. Mix it all up. And then I'm gonna add in my potatoes. Ideally when you're roasting things, roasting vegetables, you want everything to be one level. So use 2 if it's crowded like it is here. I'm just being lazy and I'm gonna throw it all in. But to get proper crispiness, use 2 trays if it's overflowing. So I'm gonna add this to a preheated oven. My oven, I'm using about 200 degrees fan. I take it out halfway, give it a good mix, and I'm gonna add in some vegan sausages. These are my favorite ones. They're soy-free, they're actually just mushrooms, pea protein. They're from Sainsbury's, they're my favorite. And pop it back in the oven to cook until it all browns up. Meanwhile, I'm gonna make a fresh basil pesto. This is like basic. Just chopping up some basil from the garden. Make it nice and fine. You can use a blender, but I just feel like chopping it up uses less waste. And I've got pesto and mortar too, so I'm just gonna throw it in there. Get it all in. Then I'm gonna add in some extra virgin olive oil, and you wanna use a high quality one that actually still has some nutrients and one that actually tastes nice because we're not cooking it. Then I'm gonna sprinkle in some salt and some fresh garlic. Again, I use quite a bit of garlic because I love me some garlic. mix it all together, and you have a very basic pesto. And then I squeeze in a bit of lemon juice, and whatever nuts you have, if you have cashew nuts, macadamia nuts, almond nuts, I've got pine nuts, and I'm just gonna quickly mash them up and throw them in there. Just use what you have available. And now it's time to get out our roasting tin, and yes, everything has roasted up. The potatoes are nice and roasted and crunchy. The sausages have browned up. The onions and the peppers, they've caramelized. Ah, it's wonderful. The final touch is just to drizzle on some of that pesto we made. And if you want to serve it up and then drizzle the pesto, that's fine. I just got carried away and wanted to throw it in straight away. And it makes this gorgeous, perfect for autumn, one tray roast, vegan deliciousness in one tray. Now I've made myself a little portion to share with you what actually happens when you enjoy this roast. First of all, we've got the peppers, the onions, and they have caramelized, so they're slightly sweet and just perfectly roasted. And with the basil pesto on top, who doesn't like roast vegetables? It's so simple and so delicious. And who doesn't love potatoes? And they got a nice crisp and crunch on them. I love roast vegetables. It comes together so well. Such simple ingredients. The basil pesto on top, it finishes it off by adding a nice fresh herby garlicky flavor. You don't have to make the pesto yourself. You can buy a pre-made one if you want to, but it is really simple to make a basic one with just some basil, garlic, salt, pepper, olive oil. Ding, ding, ding. Any nuts you have in the house, throw it in there. Very simple, very delicious, and it just, beautiful, darling, wonderful. So the next recipe I said I'm going to share is more like a takeout. Instead of ordering a takeaway, just make this. It's so delicious. Cauliflower is going to be your best friend on this. And I feel like we're at a time now where everyone's accepted that while cauliflower looks really bland and boring and plain, it actually makes some really amazing food. And if you don't believe me, just try this recipe. It will change your mind. But I feel like most people already kind of know that cauliflower is. Basically, the idea of this is, I guess traditionally it would be chicken, but we're just not going to use chicken. We're going to use cauliflower, vegetables. It's so cheap and it's yummy. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get into the recipe. So I've got some cauliflower, depending on how big it is, you want to use 1 or 2. And I've also got some ginger, breadcrumbs, soy sauce, sub for coconut aminos if you don't want soy, rice, garlic, spring onions, plain flour, cornstarch, and those are the basic essential ingredients we're going to be using. So you want to start off by breaking apart the cauliflower, taking off the stem. And with cauliflower, you just want to kind of chop it what comes natural to the cauliflower, if that makes any sense. You want to keep them in shape. So as you can see, I'm kind of finding the stem where it would break apart naturally, and I'm forcing that break. This is probably an awful description, but I feel like you know what I mean. And so then you have these little bits of cauliflower that we're now gonna season up. So to a bowl, I'm gonna add in some plain flour and some cornstarch. I'm also adding in a nice pinch of salt and some garlic granules and some onion granules, which is optional. If you don't have it, you don't have to add it. It'll just add some more flavor. Then I'm adding in some plant-based milk, and you could just use water if you don't have plant-based milk or you want to keep it cheap. Then you want to whisk it together until it's nice and smooth. And I'm also going to dash in a little bit of soy sauce, which again, optional, something I just like to do. Then I'm just going to whisk it, let it all combine, and then I'm going to get my bits of cauliflower and I'm going to mix it straight in there. And you really want to coat them up. Get the cauliflower all up in there. Then this is an optional step where you can add the dipped cauliflower into some breadcrumbs with a little bit of cornstarch, and it's going to help crisp it up even more. But I'm going to show you what it's like to do it with and without, so you have options. Obviously a cheaper, quicker way is not to dip it in breadcrumbs if you don't want to have breadcrumbs, or you don't want to use breadcrumbs, or you don't even have breadcrumbs. But if you do have breadcrumbs, this is what you can do. So I'm going to pop that in a preheated oven, and again, a high heat. So for me, in my oven, I use 220 degrees fan. While that's cooking, I'm just going to cook some rice. You know how it goes. Double the amount of water to rice, pop the lid on, cook it for about 10 minutes. Perfectly cooked rice every time. Added a bit of salt, obviously. And now, as you can see, they have really crisped up. This is crispy cauliflower. And then these are the bits that I made without dipping it back into the breadcrumbs. So you still get a crisp, it's less crisp, but still delicious, nice batter on top. Now I'm gonna make a sauce to put the cauliflower in. So I've got some garlic and ginger in some sesame oil. Then I'm gonna add in some soy sauce and some water. And I'm also gonna add in some tomato paste, and you can sub that with tomato ketchup if that's all you have in the fridge. Then I'm gonna add in some brown sugar, and you can just use maple syrup, date syrup, agave, whatever your favorite sweeteners are. If you wanna keep it simple, just use sugar. And I'm also adding in some maple syrup as well as sugar. And then I'm adding in some chili flakes because I love chili flakes. And I've also added in some white wine vinegar. And you're gonna mix that together. And while that's cooking, we're gonna mix some corn flour, aka cornstarch, with a bit of water to make the little cornstarch slurry. And I'm gonna put that straight in there. And this is gonna be what thickens up the sauce and makes it nice and sticky and absolutely delicious. As you can see, it's thickening up slowly. And once it does, we're gonna dash our cauliflower straight in there. Get it all up in that sauce. Have no mercy with this, go sauce crazy. And then just mix it together. And I've also then after mixed up the pieces that had the breadcrumbs in. And you can see it's just got more texture, more crunch. Now that you've got your crispy, sticky cauliflower, we're just gonna serve it up with some rice. Throw that into the dish. Then add your sticky cauliflower straight on top. Add some sesame seeds and some spring onions. So simple, vegan, takeaway, student friendly. If you want to go crazy, you can add more vegetables, or you keep it simple like this, completely up to you. Either way, very delicious. Ugh, nice and sticky, look at it. I mean, I've been munching away, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, baby, 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 baby. It's delicious, like there's just no, it's, okay, how do I describe it if someone's never had this before? Basically, the batter gives it a crisp on the outside, and if you use the breadcrumbs, you get even more of a crisp. And we made a really nice sticky sauce to go on top of it to give it lots and lots of flavor. So when you bite it, you get a crispy outer layer covered in sauce and flavors. You cut straight through the cauliflower, which is not soggy nor hard. It's like just the perfect amount of, I don't know, a little bit of a bite, shall we say. Tiny, tiny bite. I don't really like soggy vegetables, never soggy. So if you want them soggy, you could like boil them before, but I don't like that. Once they're in the oven for like 20 minutes, you're good. They're cooked perfectly. And it's just wonderful. Try it, darlings, try it. It's glorious. One of my favorite things to make. If you want it really, really, really crispy, instead of put it in the oven, deep fry it. The only reason that I didn't do that is because frying is a little bit more complicated for people who aren't used to cooking, and I thought it'd be a lot easier, especially for students, just to throw it straight in the oven, and that way it crisps up, add the sauce, still get a crunch and still delicious. But if you want it super, super, super crispy, crunchy, you're gonna deep fry that. Oh, what a feast I have to eat off camera. That's the part you guys don't see, me just in the back munching everything. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed the recipes this week. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy them. Don't forget to let me know in the comments what kind of videos you'd love to see on my channel. I know my uploads have been a little bit more sparse lately because I've been doing so much work around the book and other projects, but now every week, find me here. So please do let me know what kind of recipes you want to see, because I'm going to be throwing content out left, right and center. Again, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe, don't forget. And obviously, how dare I forget, if you want more of my recipes, over 100 recipes, and the methods are in there, the ingredients are in there, everything is in there. There's even music in there and a playlist on Spotify. Check it out if you want to see more of my recipes. I'll leave the link in the description. It's my baby. Bye. I got this food to eat, got so much food to eat. I got some food to eat, vegan food to eat. I got bad food to eat, food to eat.
Good girl.